Just right. But I'm gonna make a picture now. Pictures are, I really like making pictures because of all the anamorphic descriptions. They have a picture having lips and shoulders and bellies and feet. And lips, yeah, lips on the picture's good. So shape like this must be about 10 pounds of clay. Like you all know, I'm sure by now, that most shapes, nearly all shapes, are based on a cylinder. Even a plate or a bowl is based on this flat cylinder. But when I throw, I like to make, if 10 pounds of clay, I'll try to do the height, get all my 3 pulls for thickness in the first 3 pulls. Try not to throw or do a 4th pull on it, because it seems to be one too many. In the 5 pound, I'll do a couple pulls and then a shaping pull. But I tried to make it so that work the clay quick so the clay doesn't get fatigued. And then here's my favorite rib, my saw blade. Earlier, someone mentioned about why I would want to have an apprentice, or what good is an apprentice, and I answered by saying I wanted to see more young people, or encourage more young people to get involved and choose it as a lifestyle and a profession. But now I go around the shows and people, young people, there's so many talented potters and people are working clay now. It's unbelievable. I feel like I'm a hack sometimes when I go up to a show and there's all these other people with stuff. It's, man, how do you make those things? There's a lot of talented people making a living at it. It's become an industry in more than one way. Handmade stuff has become an industry. When I started out in high school, I went to my first art show or art fair in high school when I was 16 or 17. And I had some pieces that I made in high school art class, and my high school art teacher said, "Yeah, go and try to sell it." And had my stuff in cardboard boxes and took some blankets, so I took everything out of the boxes and flipped the boxes over and put blankets out, and everything was on the ground. And I sold maybe $40 or $50 worth of things, and I thought, man, this is a great way to do it. This is doable. Now, and 30 years ago, 35 years ago, to get into a good art show, you have to pay your entry fee. Sometimes they'd ask for slides, but many times they'd just say, send us the money. And you put cinder blocks and boards in the back of your pickup truck and set up a really rudimentary display. And now to get into show, you need to have slides of your work plus the slides of your display, which they put a lot of weight on now at juried shows. Some juried shows give you more points for the look of your display than your actual work. And there's the other side of the story is the industry story is the people putting on art fairs. I mean, it's a money-making thing where they employ people full-time year-round to put on one event. When you think about the numbers that are involved, you pay $25 for an entry fee, and there might be 3,000 people applying for a show. There's a lot of money there to start out with, and then they might take 200 people that between $300 and $500 a booth. There's more money there. Plus they get sponsors. So it's changed quite a bit from when I started out. Is it a good thing? I don't know. I guess it is. It's the way it is. I like to see people making stuff with their hands and trying to make a lifestyle and make a living out of it. When I glaze at home with my doing once firing, the technique I use, there's different techniques that you can employ when you're raw glazing, but the technique I use is, the technique I use now is waiting for the things to become bone dry. And then I'll glaze the inside and then wait till the next day to glaze the outside. Before I used to glaze things leather hard, but that required the work cycle to the glazing cycle. It was all kind of interwoven because you'd have to catch the pots just at the right moment. Wait until they're dry. You can make all your pieces. You can store them if you want to in boxes until if you need the space, get them out of the way. And then glaze everything at once. Pictures I also like because I don't trim pictures. I like trimming bowls and other things, but pictures don't seem to be wanting a turned foot on them. Well, I leave a little extra clay at the top because when I make a spout, I'll pull the spout like this. I'll stretch this clay out here where the spout's going to be. Gives it a little bit of lift. Now when this dries, right now the spout looks a little narrow here, but when it dries, this will widen out a bit upon drying. It looks a little narrow for the proportion of the bowl of the rest of the pot, but when it dries, it's going to widen a bit. I did bring some pieces from my, I gotta put a handle on it, ain't done yet. I did bring some big pieces from my studio at home here, if you wanna come up and take a look at these. Don't break them before. Well, I think I'll put those other two pieces together. And I think we're gonna have lunch, aren't we? Mark's gone. Oh,
Yeah.
Mark.
Noon-ish.
Is it scheduled for noon?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll get that thing together by then. And this one hasn't collapsed yet, so I think it's gonna be all right.